information and the experts that that you need to stay in business. Hashtag keep dualpreneurs in business. And today is no different. We've been talking about being on social media and how important it is to be on social media, especially right now during the quarantine, during the COVID. And if you survived it, congratulations, and you're watching the replay. But now more than ever, we are finding the value in connecting with people virtually. But your audience may not be on Facebook, may not be on Twitter. They may be on LinkedIn. And what I do know about LinkedIn is that you can't communicate the same way on Facebook that you do on LinkedIn. But a lot of people have LinkedIn profiles. They're on LinkedIn, but they don't really know how to use LinkedIn to grow their business. And so, you know what I do? I go into my virtual Rolodex, my phone. I go down there and check all my expert friends and hit them up like, yo, I need you to come talk to my fam. What's up? And Deborah is no different. Deborah's like, girl, I got you, boo. We can do this. People pay her thousands of dollars, but she was like, for you and dualpreneurs, I got you. So Deborah, I thank you so much for taking some time out to really share information with us. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
Well, thank you so much for having me here, Tara. And hey, what's up to all the dual? Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my internet's a little flaky, but thank you.
I'm here. Okay.
Good.
So hey to all the dualpreneurs from a former dualpreneur. I am Deborrah Ashley. People call me the LinkedIn Black Belt. And before that, I worked in the corporate world for 20 years before I got up one day and I said, this was like the 5th time it happened, I'm bored. So I finally decided to do something about it. I've had businesses in the past, but I've never taken it full time. So today I want to share with you a few tips, and especially if you're just getting started with using LinkedIn as an active user, I want to share a few tips that I help my clients with. And what I help my clients with is to leverage LinkedIn to gain new business and to gain new opportunities. So I want to share some tips that will help you, especially with this COVID-19 that we're in the middle of. How can you now use this time to make sure that you're standing out as an industry expert and that you are taking advantage of the opportunities and your presence on LinkedIn? So we'll do a quick walkthrough first. I will speak for about 30 minutes and then we'll go into Q&A. If you have any questions, you can even start dropping them below. No questions are, silly or whatever. Ask anything you want because we all started from square one in the first place. So just to give you some insight into LinkedIn, most of you guys already know what LinkedIn is. You may not use it because it may seem overwhelming, intimidating, confusing, or you may be on there, but you just don't know how to navigate. So at this point, as of February 2020, LinkedIn now has 675 million registered users. And as you know, or may not know, LinkedIn is the #1 business networking platform. So if you were looking to, obviously you're in your part-time or your full-time position right now, but if you're looking to grow your business, do some networking or develop partnerships, LinkedIn is a place to be. The only thing that people are on LinkedIn for is to do business. Sometimes we have Instagram and sometimes we have Facebook. Some people are there for business, other people are there to hang out with their friends, but make no mistake about it, LinkedIn is there primarily for business. So when we think about the 675 registered users on LinkedIn, only half of them are active on the platform. And the way that LinkedIn defines active is they log in once a month. LinkedIn wants to be able to say they have enough people. And what LinkedIn is doing now, not only are they rebranding and repositioning themselves into a media company because they don't want anyone to start to leave the platform to look at, say, CNN or anything else, they are also making organic reach super easy because their goal, and this is, I heard from by the end of the year, they want to get to 1 billion users. If you can guess the reason why they want a lot of people on the platform, it's really for advertising, right? LinkedIn's in business to make money from the advertisers. So if they can say that they have 1 billion users, 40% of those people are active and they spend 3 hours a day on LinkedIn, it'll be an easy sell for them. So time for us to take advantage of the opportunity while the opportunity is there. So let me go ahead and run through some things for you. I'll share my screen like I said. The first thing, the first way, and I'm gonna make sure my screen is in a view that it's not blocking anyone. All right, I think it's fine. The first thing we should be doing, or we want to do on LinkedIn in order to make sure that we are current. No one wants to be on LinkedIn moving around, engaging, and their profile still reads like a resume, or their profile still reads like something they created 8 years ago. So the best thing to do to start positioning yourself as an industry expert, or even to get recognized, is to start working on your profile. So I have like a 5-step process. We're gonna have enough time for maybe 3, but I'll take you through the most important things, so it's gonna be super easy for you. So the first thing that you want to update, and these are things you can even start working on tonight. The first thing that's going to be super important is be your profile picture. So the reason your profile picture is extremely important, because for some people, this is the first time they're taking a look at who you are. It's your first impression. And when we think about how to put together the right profile picture, it has to create a sense of you being trustworthy. It has to create a sense of you being confident, and it has to create a sense of you being a leader in your field. So what I would like to share with you, I have a resource. Some people are confused. What type of profile picture should I put on? Because a lot of times we still see LinkedIn as this platform that's just for resumes and recruiters. So you feel that you need to have a suit, or you feel that you need to be buttoned up in order to hang out on LinkedIn, but it's no longer for just your resumes and for recruiters. It's for creators, it's for personalities, it's for different people to go on the platform and to really provide, position yourself as a resource. So let's focus on the profile picture first. I have one fabulous website that you can use to test to see what your picture, what type of message it sends. And this is all part of your personal brand. So there is a website called photofeeler.com, photofeeler.com. With PhotoFeeler, if you have a question on, does my picture position me as a leader, all you have to do is, and you can just run through it yourself, get started. And I would even suggest sign up with LinkedIn, and you're gonna upload your photo. Now, the best thing I love about PhotoFeeler, this is an unbiased view of what people think about you. So there's 3 things that they look for, and they're gonna rate you based on those things on PhotoFeeler: competent, likable, and it's weird that people can think, they can wonder if you're likable based on your picture, but it's better to get someone's outside view versus a friend, because if you're like me, you have that friend that no matter what you do, they think it's a wonderful idea and they think your picture's fabulous. And you're like, I took this picture, I just woke up and I was running through the store and I took this picture. But you may have friends who, no matter what you put out there, they're just your cheerleader. So it's very important to go onto that website, PhotoFeeler. They're going to rate you based on if you're competent, if you're likable, and you're influential. One big thing on LinkedIn that's going to help you to stand out as a leader is if you're influential. And if you're influential, competent, and likable, that's automatically going to show you as a confident person. What I would recommend, and keep in mind, it's all feedback. So you don't have to necessarily, and some people will probably get, you're not going to be excited when someone rates you a 3 for likability, but you don't have to listen to a single person. Make sure you get at least 30 people giving you feedback, because based on that, you can get a better idea of how they really feel about the picture. Don't take anything personal, take it as feedback, and then keep on moving and put it up. So then that's your profile picture. And the reason you want to make sure you're doing that before you start posting content and before you start engaging is because this follows you everywhere on the platform, and this is the first thing people see and makes them want to go to your profile. The whole point of a profile is to position you, is to sell you, is to get people to start getting on the phone with you. So everything that I'm going to show you today in your profile is going to make sure it positions you to make sure people get on the phone with you. The second thing we want to do, and I'm going to show you pretty much how to do all of these things. So you're going to see all these things that look like pencils in this area. Click onto the pencil. This is where you can open up to change your photo out. This is where you're going to open up to change your banner out. So the banner image is the second most important area. It's because it's almost like when you walk up to a house, all the houses look the same. And what LinkedIn does, when you first start LinkedIn, they give you this default blue banner, which most people still have. But how are you going to stand out above the noise, and how are you going to become memorable when someone goes to your profile? Because here's what's going to happen. You have about 3 seconds in this world where our attention span is next to zero, right? You have about 3 seconds to impress a person enough for them to want to look further than just your banner. So your banner is almost going to be that front door, that sign on the door, that picture, that's something that makes you want to come inside and knock, or come to the door and knock. So the way to switch this out, and I would recommend, I know I'll have questions about this a little bit later, but I would recommend that you create a banner that speaks to who you are and what you do. So for example, if you are looking to do more speaking engagements or training workshops, I would have a photo of you, if you do have one, a photo of you where you're speaking before a crowd, or a photo of you one-on-one with someone. I'll show you really quickly how to switch this out, and I'm going to show you some examples of people who are doing it very well. So all you have to do, same thing, and if you choose to make this in Canva, you can make your own, but make sure you're good at this. Make sure you're good at the graphic design. If not, you can always get your own graphic designer, or if you're on a budget, you can go to fiverr.com. It's going to be about $15 to $20. You tell them specifically though, tell them specifically what you want and they'll create it for you. So you just have to open this up. If you choose to use Canva, when you go into Canva, there's going to be something that says LinkedIn banner. And you can create it from there. And they have a bunch of templates, so you can, and by the way, I created mine in Canva. I've had various ones over the years, but this one I like the best, and I'll tell you the reason why. It tells my ideal client specifically what I'm about. So if someone comes to visit my page, they'll self-select. They'll either know, am I for them or am I not for them? If you've been in any media, like Tara's been all over the place, right? You want to put your media, this shows credibility, and it's going to be your social proof. So any media you've been in, you want to put it across the bottom. Any events you've spoken at, you want to put it across the bottom. It just invites people and lets them know that you are different from the rest. And then apply. So let me just show you a few photos of people who are doing their banner pretty well. All right, Justin is a speaker. He's a keynote speaker, actually. So immediately, you know what Justin does, right? He has this huge crowd, pretty much everyone taking pictures or everyone looking up, and he's speaking before the crowd. Very easy, it speaks to his personality, and check out his photo. He doesn't look too stuffy, and although he's wearing a suit and tie, he doesn't look too stuffy to me in this photo. But just very clean, very easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be, simple. I'm going to show you one of another person. She's done something completely different, but it completely speaks to the message of who she is. All right, Angelica. Very striking, right? The simple question, are you looking for a speaker on imposter syndrome? It's either yes or no. So now you're going to stay and you're going to hang out on the page, and you'll want to read more if you are, and if you're not, then no big deal either. And her picture is very clean, very striking, and it's easy. It's easy for us to see. So that's something you can quickly work on really, really easily, your banner photo. And like I said, if this seems complicated or it doesn't feel as easy for you, definitely outsource it. Have someone at Fiverr, or if you know a graphic designer, have someone do it for you. Simple enough. A second cool tip that I would recommend you do. Now, when you go into LinkedIn, typically they're going to have, we're going to use a pencil again. They're going to have obviously your first name and your last name. But what I did is I put my full name in the first name column, and I put my last name in, I put my business and what I do in the last name column. The reason that I did that is because when I start to comment, and I'll show you, when I start to comment on people's posts, it shows that I'm a marketing strategist next to my name. So once again, if someone's interested in getting to know who I am, I started the conversation right in someone else's post, so now it's inviting them back to my page. Another key area, because LinkedIn within itself, LinkedIn is a search engine. So every single day, and I'll show you really quickly, every single day, people are searching for keynote speakers, right? Speakers. And they are finding you if you show up on the top of the search. So what you want to do, you want to start figuring out what are these keywords that people are searching for me under, or my expertise, and you want to add it to your headline. Here's the kicker though, since you're a dualpreneur, the big question will be, well, what if I don't want my employer to know what I'm doing or what I'm up to? What I know for sure, and it may not be, I'm an Oprah lover. Remember what I know for sure? What I know for sure is that some employers don't mind that you are working on that second business, or you have like a side hustle. So it's kind of important to take that temperature first to see if they're okay with it. But here's an example. If you're looking to position yourself as a speaker or as a trainer, it's easy to just add public speaker or leadership speaker or even leadership coach, because say you do HR within your organization, you're essentially a leadership coach. You're coaching your team, you're coaching employees. So I would get creative with it. If that's a problem for you, I would get creative in the headline and at least put one thing: leadership coach, motivational speaker, but put something that's going to be keyword driven. Can you guys hear me okay? It says my internet's stable. Okay. What's going to happen with LinkedIn when you first log on to LinkedIn? It's just going to have your name and the company you're affiliated with in the headline. So if you don't change that on your own, that's just going to stay with you. So you want to go ahead and change that on your own. So that's another piece of the puzzle. And if you noticed, I want to show you something really quickly where I have my keywords. Marketing strategist is in my name. Marketing strategist is in my headline. And then we're going to go down to the about section, and then marketing strategist is also there. But I also use LinkedIn multiple times. Now, here's what's going to happen. The reason that happens, you'll have people, whether on Google or whether on LinkedIn, they're going to look you up, right? 2 weeks ago, I had someone call me up. I don't typically even answer my business line, so that's a funny thing. But they called me up and they told me they were searching for a LinkedIn marketing strategist, and my name came up. And they were, because I said, how did you find me? My name came up, and I'll tell you guys, there are probably plenty of marketing strategists on LinkedIn. So you want to position it so you at least come up the top 5 people. So when they start to now go into your profile and they read what you're about, even if they check out 3 other marketing strategists or whatever title you are, you want to be able to stand out from the pack. One way to do that. So if you see the about section, the about section only shows the first 3 lines. You want to be able to capture their attention in the very first 3 lines, because your only job with the about section is to make sure they open this see more. So start with a stat. Depends on your audience. If you're maybe targeting attorneys or doctors, they want to see stats all over the place. They need you to prove to them that what you're talking about is truthful. Start with a stat. Think of something that your ideal audience, your ideal client is going through that might be painful, that might be stressful. Make sure you're pointing that out in the beginning too. That could be another one. And these are things that people typically don't talk about, right? So when I have someone come to me and they're like, I'd love for you to help me to gain more clients on LinkedIn. But there's something deeper than that. They're not just trying to gain clients. What are they going to do with the money that comes from the client? So let's think about going deeper into what they might be going through, and we're going to position it that way. So the way I said it, I start with social proof because I have to prove to them, based on my next statement, I have to prove to them that I have worked with enough people that what I'm about to say is true. So I just talk about how I've lectured at universities and I've done training for over 800 people in 2019 alone. Then I follow by something most people who are using LinkedIn, and it could be the most brilliant people in the world. Most people on LinkedIn, they understand the value, but what they lack is a strategy to get them real results. Once I tell them what's already on their mind that they're not talking about with anything else, they have no choice but to read more, unless they're the type that they want to avoid, the truth. But I'm not into those people. So once I point out to them that painful problem that they're going through, why are they not getting results on LinkedIn? For you, why are you not attracting more clients? For anyone else, why are all your employees leaving as soon as within 90 days of you hiring them? Let's talk about that problem with them. Let's be that girlfriend that's really real to them that no one else has been that to. So then we just go into, once we talk to them about that specific problem, now you position yourself as a solution. You let them know that you're the person who's going to fix this for them. So you go into what I do very, very specifically. I work with sales directors. I work with attorneys. I work with female entrepreneurs. I work with blah, 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 blah. I work with HR executives. And you tell them specifically how you help them and what they do. I would say avoid any fluffy language, any industry jargon. Whatever you write it like a 7-year-old will understand. So point out their specific problem and let them know how you help them to solve it. And then if you've had results based on those problems, and if we're talking about companies and you're looking to target companies, the results they're looking for, how did you save someone money? How did you increase productivity? How did you attract talent? What are the things that you've done? If you're a speaker, during your last speaking event, did you sell out the room? I know they have like reports that they grade you at the very end. Did you have like the most wonderful feedback? So that's where you're going to put in these comments. What I do, what I offer, and once again, keep very, very keyword specific. So I'm talking about marketing strategies. I'm talking about LinkedIn. I'm talking about everything. And then you're painting it, you're telling a story. Nothing, you don't want to read, you don't want anything to read like a resume. You don't want anything to read in the third person. You want to tell a story because people love stories and that's what keeps them to read on. And then you go on to what makes me different or why me. So the why me is more of a narrative of where were you before? How are you connected to the situation or the solution that you offer? And why are you the best choice? And that's like your accolades and where you've appeared and the results you've gotten for people. And then you end with next steps. This is how they get in touch with you. So they can either book a call with you or they can call you directly. Because when people on LinkedIn are ready to speak and get answers, they want to be able to reach you directly. And then you end with a client testimonial. I want to go back to another area really, really quickly for you. There is your custom URL. I would advise you to change it right away. What's typically going to happen, it will have your first and last name and a series of random numbers after it. But if you want to talk about developing your personal brand and using LinkedIn for it, think of maybe a specific tagline that you use throughout social media and keep it consistent, because if someone happens to not remember your name, they don't remember how to spell your name, but they remember that you have the specific tagline, you want them to be able to search through it. So the way to change that really quickly, and this is going to be on the, you can't do it on a mobile phone, but you can do it on your laptop. Go to contact information, and you're going to hit the pencil once again. And you get to add your website, by the way. I don't just add my website, because once they go to my website, they don't know what to do next. I take them specifically to a program that I offer. So you might want to take them to, maybe if you have a signature program or you have a book a call with me, you might want to take them specifically to that page. And I make it very clear where they're going so they don't have to press this if they're not interested. So this is my specific product that I offer, and this is to book a call with me. So let's go down the line really quickly. I'll show you another area. You want them to be able to get in contact with you by any means necessary. You don't want them, if it's hard for someone to get in contact with you, they're going to move on to the next person. So if you have a Twitter account, if they can reach you on instant messenger, put all the ways. If you want to add your phone number, if you have a business line, you can add that there too. I added that in my, my regular profile, but you can add it in that area too. And now to change out your custom URL, sorry, I have a Mac, so I have to do this tab thing. You're just going to click onto this link. It'll take you to the new page. And then right here, there goes that magic pencil. You just hit that pencil and you just add the name. So if you want to do something simple, if you have a very common name like Jane Smith, there's 1,000 Jane Smiths. But if you're a leadership coach, you can do Jane the leadership coach, and you can use that for your branding throughout. One mistake you don't want to make is that if someone's looking for you under Jane Smith and they find 5 other Jane Smiths first, and you kind of miss out on your opportunities. Before I go into content, I want to take you through content really quickly. I want to show you one more area that I would love for you to fill out or at least update. Skills will be super important for you. And like I said, there's so much more to this profile, but I'd rather you rather have time for Q&A than to go through everything and take up too much time. Skills and endorsements. What I would suggest, find out, this is going to be part of the keyword search too, right? Find out the top 10 to 15 skills that will position you for how you want to show up right now and get rid of the rest. At this point, you should not have something that says Microsoft Office Suites. You shouldn't have something that doesn't relate to you at all of who you are right now. So if you can see, everything that I'm doing is deliberate, it's intentional, and it's very strategic. LinkedIn marketing, LinkedIn training, social media marketing, everything speaks to what I do. I have gotten rid of and deleted every single thing else, because what LinkedIn's gonna do, and if you wanna, even if you wanna add a new skill because you can't think of something to add that's gonna be relevant for you, you just have to add a new skill right here. I'll show you once again, add a new skill, and it's gonna suggest, based on your profile, it's gonna suggest what else maybe you should add. I could easily add business development, but that's not really my big thing, so I'd rather stick to what I want to stick with. I could add strategic partnerships, but I wanna keep it under 15 skills and then start to get people to start endorsing you for it. You can get people who are colleagues. Maybe you've worked with someone in the past. Maybe you've spoken at a conference. Maybe you've met people at conferences, and you can just reach out to them and you can say, hey, I'd love for you to endorse me for my top 3 skills. The way to do that, if you want to point out top 3 skills, go to the pencil, and it's like a press pin. You can uncheck it. It'll go back to the bottom. And if you want it to go to the top, all you have to do is check it here. The ones that you don't need, here's a trash can, just delete it. Like, I'm serious, guys. You don't want to start hoarding your skills. Just start deleting things that are not relevant to you right now, because we want to stay as close to 2020 as we can. One more area, and then we'll go into Q&A, okay? Now, we want to start having, as industry leaders and as authorities in our field, we want to start entering conversations that are already going on in our field. So if we go to my network, I'm going to show you something really, sorry, not my home. I'm going to show you something really, really quick and cool. Let's say you are a trainer or a speaker and your specialty are millennials, right? If you do hashtag millennials, it will take you directly to conversations actually going on right now. So I'm going to scroll down the list, and I'm going to find something that's really relevant. So Adrian, I'm not sure who he is. And by the way, we have first connections, second connections, and third connections. First connections are people that you're already connected to. Second connections are friends of people you're already connected to. But it would be cool to, if you start leaving comments on your second connections, now you can get in front of their new audience. He's talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. He mentioned millennials somewhere in here. So I'm going to take a little listen to what he's talking about. I'm going to like the comment. I'll just do a heart here. But we also want to comment, and it's going to be something very insightful. I'm going to delete this, so because this is not my genre, so I'm not going to comment on it. Thank you for putting this out for all to see. When I work with my millennial clients, these are the top 3 concerns that they deal with. Insecurities, imposters, I'm making this up. Insecurities, imposter syndrome, being told that they don't know anything. I know that this eventually will affect their mental health, so this is some great information for me to share with them. So now you see what you're doing. You added to the conversation, but you're also letting people know that you work with millennials, and these are the top concerns. So now if someone in the industry happened upon this message, and they were looking for someone who worked with millennials and they understand their mind, you're the first person to come up. I'm going to press post and you'll see what happens. I'm going to delete it after. So remember when we talked about the last name is marketing strategist? So now you can see right away. And here is my headline. They can see exactly what I do. So you just want to go through hashtags, guys. And a quick way to find some hashtags, discover more. And work from home, WFH is a big one. If you want to get into those conversations, just here's another work from home or WFH and just start commenting. So we're gonna stop here. If you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and put it in the chat, but I hope that kind of served you well.
It was great for me. While you were doing all this, I was in my LinkedIn profile making updates. So that was absolutely awesome. So if we, continue to need help or we need some more help, how can we contact you? What resources, website, social media, where we can really get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, hashtags are super important. So I would even encourage this part. I have a hashtag on LinkedIn. If you type in hashtag the LinkedIn Black Belt, you'll find me. Or you can type, obviously, my name, Deborah Ashley, but you'll find every single piece of content I've ever put out, not all of them, but most of my content. So you can find me there. I also do actual profiles for people. So if you need someone to modernize your profile, definitely reach out to me. You'll find me on Instagram, the same thing, the LinkedIn Black Belt, and I'm also on Facebook. And my website is thrivoo.com, THRIVOO.com. But I'm always on LinkedIn, so feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. One thing that I would say that's going to be very important for LinkedIn, when you connect with someone, write a note, like while you're connecting. You'll get a lot more people connecting with you that way versus just hitting the connect button. Okay?
That's awesome. So I want to give Gloria, did you have any questions or anything for our guest, for Deborah?
No questions. It was very informative. I got a lot of information. So now I know how to make some updates to my LinkedIn profile.
Exactly. That was really great. Like I said, I was going through, as you're going through each section, I was actually clearing out my skills. I think I had like 99 plus or something like that. I don't know, a ridiculous number. So I got to go in. I thought more was better, but now you're saying more is not really better. So I had to go in and take some things. And there's a lot of things in there that's redundant. So.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Deborah, for the information.
You know what?
So yeah,
the reason why more is not better because if someone wants.
Go ahead.
Sure. I think there's like feedback.
Get out of my room, guys. Bye.
Thank you for having me, Tara.
Yeah, no problem, Deborah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gloria. Gloria,
can you hear me okay, Tara?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I know we have a delay.
Oh, yes, a delay. I didn't realize it was a delay.
Okay.
Did you have anything else you want to add?
Well, I was saying the reason that it's better to have the less on your skill area, because it's going to leave no doubt in the mind of someone viewing your profile, who you are and what you're best at doing. So if you only focus, in my case or in your case, trainer, speaker, only those things that you want to be well known for, that's what you'll be well known for.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And as we wrap it up, Gloria, I wanted to give you an opportunity to share your business to everyone, what you do and what your superpower is.
I'm a financial fitness coach, and I work with individuals and offer services with tax preparation, credit restoration, and also with mobile notary. And I'm on Instagram as KJS Financial Services.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. I'm not sure if everyone's seeing, we're having, the internet's acting a little flaky today, but that's okay. We still got some great information. Thank you so much, Deborah. And of course, my name is Tara Jackson, AKA Madam Money. Many may know me as a personal finance expert and contributor for Black Enterprise, Al Jazeera News, Ricky Smiley Morning Show, and the likes. But what you may not know, or what you may know, is that I also own a website development company and business development company called SRJ Business Solutions. And we believe that every small business, regardless of their size, should look like a Fortune 500 company online. Your digital storefront is the most important thing, especially when we're dealing with a coronavirus, a pandemic, a quarantine, or even after this. People are now learning how to shop online, how to research things online. And so you need to be just as competitive as the major corporations, and we help you do that. We also offer business consultation and business coaching. If you'd like to have a conversation to learn more about what your needs are for your website or for your business, you can go to srjwebsites.com. That's srjwebsites with an s.com. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for watching, whether you watch live or you watch the replay, #replay. Thank you so much. We hope this has been very valuable for you. Make sure you share the information, share the wealth. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And don't forget, wash them hands, y'all. Have a good one.